This Sharpie comes in and it goes down. I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? John here, coming back at you with a cool little knife collection video. I feel like this will be fun. I'll try to make it fast. I'm not gonna try to review every knife I have because I've done that before. I tried doing knife review videos or knife collection videos in the past, and then I sit here and I start reviewing each knife and I start talking about it. But I'll give you a little description of what the knife is, and then we'll go from there. So why don't we start with what I've been carrying the most as of recent. So the first one, we got a quiet carry Waypoint, which I should have cleaned this one up a little bit. I was actually using it today. So this is the quiet carry Waypoint. Next to the Sharpie. Let's get you in there. Say hi, Batman, Spider-Man. Quiet carry Waypoint. What is there to say about it? It's an absolutely awesome knife. It's got some really great features about it. Van X steel. It's got full titanium. It's got that LN200 clip in there. It's got a wire pocket clip, which actually works really well. It's very sleek and modern looking, but it feels great in the hand. If you're looking for something that's like a Bugout, but I shouldn't compare this to the Bugout, but I mean like that type of like really sleek carry, but you want it really durable, this is a great option. But liner lock, it's got phosphor bronze washers, thumb studs, which actually feel really good. Nice discreet package, which is great, so it doesn't look over the top. Flies out, shoots down just fine. It's great pocket knife. Like I said, this has been one of my main carries as of recent. Another main carry that I just actually got back was from the shop, and I'll make a video on that a different day. It was the tactile Rockwall. Yeah, Rockwall. So this one is in Magna Cut, which is absolutely awesome. I've never had Magna Cut before, or Van X. What's cool is that the pocket clip is kind of like almost like a wire pocket clip, but it comes out from the back, which is cool. Anyways, full titanium, titanium. Wow, it felt weird saying titanium for a second. Cool, really cool thumb studs, great jimping. A little bit smaller of a knife, but even in my big hands, actually doesn't feel that small, and it doesn't feel bad, but it carries really nice. This one runs on bearings. This one's made in USA in Texas. They actually make all their own hardware and everything, so this is also a really great carry. It's really hard to choose between this and the quiet carry most days. I'll do a video comparing those one day. So those have been my two that I carry the most recently. Another one that I carry a frequent amount, because before I got the other two, was the classic Benchmade Bugout. As you can tell, I use it a lot. I've got a bunch of scuffs and scrapes on it, and it holds up great. I do a lot of sharpening my own edges, so you can see there's actually mirror polish on there. You can actually see my hand very well. Anyways, great things about the Benchmade Bugout. Some things I love about it. A couple things I don't care for, mostly in the scale area. It's not that I don't like the feel of them. Even the flex doesn't bother me that much. It's just I wish it was just a little more durable. And the axis lock, I'm not always the biggest fan of the axis lock. I know some people love them because you can be all fancy and tricked out, but I feel like you lose a little bit of the feel with the knife. Like when you have something like this where you can quietly bring it out, or you can, you know, kind of control. I don't know, maybe it's a control thing, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of anyways, Benchmade Bugout, It's going to be a classic if it's not already a classic. Okay. Sorry about the sniffles. Just trying to think. We'll go with another one that I was carrying for a little while. I'm not sure how I feel 100% about it, but the TORAH Merchant. This is the 2. So these are made in USA, full titanium, S35VN, frame lock. They make a lot of their hardware and stuff in-house. Very, how do I put this? I don't want to make it sound like it's trying to copy a Chris Reeves, but it has a lot of similar features and feel to a Chris Reeves. Not 100%. Like you can shoot these out a lot easier. The thumb studs are a lot better. I don't like their geometry as much though on the blade, but that's a different story. But this is actually a really cool knife. This is a cool one. Let's see. Another one. Those are my primary carries as of lately. Other ones that I've carried here and there, but not been like a primary. So I'll just go through those. So we got the Terminus XR. This is a really cool knife. I know there's been mixed reviews on it. I put a mirror polish on it, as you can tell. Some of them I haven't sharpened yet, some I have. The SOG, or SOG, however you want to pronounce it, it's cool. There's a lot of great things about this knife. I do like the G10 with the carbon fiber. I like the S35 blade. It's very slicey. I like the thumb studs on it. I like that it has steel on the inside, you know, basically supporting the frame. The pocket clip, I feel like they're almost there because, for example, you know, we go back to this one really fast. See how the pocket clip, even though, yes, it's coming out of the back, but see how it's coming flat? Let's see if it'll, see how it's coming flat and then over? Where this one, it's actually coming out and then back. And when it's in your pants, let me get a rag here. When this is actually in your pants, I mean, that's all you see is that, right? Which is cool because you don't even really see the top of the knife. But here's the problem. When you go to take it out, you have to move your jeans around that, which doesn't make it as easy to get at. And this was my main carry for a little while, but that was actually one of the reasons why I stopped carrying it, is because of how it fits in the pocket. But this is still a sweet knife, and I still like these a lot. Moving on. So this knife is actually not my knife, and I'll get into that in 1 second. This is a cold steel Voyager. This is the Japanese Voyager, the one with it's like a G10 plastic kind of handle, the lock back with the metal clip and stuff like that. I actually found this at work, which is a funny story. I found this at work, and I could not find the owner for it. But what I did is, I took it home. I sharpened it up because I don't know whose knife this is. I just figured, you know what, I'll sharpen it up, and when I find out whoever's knife this is, then I'll just give it back to them, and they'll be super happy. But I really liked it, actually. Like, I liked the size of it. I liked that it was almost like a, it kind of had this, like, almost like old school slip joint, kind of like, you know, like there's actually like a, I don't know if you want to call that half stop, maybe like a 3/4 stop, and then it clicks in, even though it still has the lock back. but it feels really nice in the hand. It's got some great ergonomics. But I also am not a big fan of serrated edges, as you could tell with most of the knives that I carry. So I actually went out and found one on eBay. And it's same thing, Voyager, Japan. This one I sharpened up as well. This one, obviously I got it used, so there's so many scratches in it. Whoever had it before me definitely loved this knife, which I'm kind of surprised that they got rid of it. But it's actually a great knife. Once again, it does that like weird like 3/4 stop thing, you know. But it's actually a cool little pocket knife. I did modify the clip a little bit. I bent it because if you look at how the original clip is, which I was like, man, maybe this guy, whoever's or person, I shouldn't say guy, person's knife this was, maybe they just bent the crap out of it or something like that. And when this one came in, it was the same exact way. So I just bent that up a little bit. I took the clip off, bent that up a little bit, and it goes in and out of the pants a lot better now. It's got thumb studs on it, which I am a thumb stud fan. I kind of didn't understand why people were such big thumb stud fans until you start using them and you realize why. So that's kind of the funny story behind that one. Moving on. This is a really cool one. I live in Massachusetts, Western Mass, the Western Mass side. And I did not know for the longest time that Three Rivers, Mass, actually has a knife company. So this is a TRM USA 20 CV, so which is great. Liner lock. It's got the G10 3D handles, deep carry clip, and typically when it comes to screws in a clip, something that even bothered me with the TORAH, like look how shallow and how little of space you have in there. Like let me take a piece of just cardboard kind of thing. Like you really don't have a lot of space. This is a thin piece of cardboard. Like this is like a packaging. You really don't have a lot of space. So when it goes in your jeans, it's kind of like this. It actually, like, even when I put this in my jeans, like just to show you, we'll just take the cloth again. A lot of times it'll actually catch right here. And then that much will be showing. And then you have to push it in the extra way to get that deep carry to it, right? Well, with this one, even though the screws are not recessed, there's still a ton of gap in there where you don't have that same issue. Very thin knife, which I thought it was going to be a lot bigger because it is like a 3.5 inch blade. Wicked comfortable in the hand. Great knife. Definitely going to be one of my more EDC ones that I would like. Something that I have also kind of compared to, because this has been my main, is just how thin or thick some knives compare to it. Like, it's not that much thicker than a Bugout, which is great. This runs on phosphor bronze as well. So get that nice open. Still fling it open though, which is great. Titanium liners on the inside, if my camera wants to focus right. Titanium liners. There actually is titanium liners in there, so the G10 kind of covers it, which is nice. Yeah, absolutely killer knife, killer company. I'm excited to know that they're in my backyard, basically. I'm not doing these knives in any order, so there's gonna be some that are kind of cool, some that are kind of like like this one, Gerber Paraframe. When I was younger and I didn't really know a lot about knives, and I would see this one on the shelf, I thought it was the coolest looking knife ever. I still think it looks cool. It just doesn't. I mean, come on, we get knives because sometimes they look cool. I like that it has the thumb studs. I like that it has the frame lock. Maybe this is where my, if you notice, thumb studs liner lock, thumb stud liner lock, thumb stud frame lock, thumb stud liner lock. If you notice that a lot of my knives have that, it's because when I was younger, this was the knife that I wanted to get so bad, because I didn't really have the money for it, even though I know they're only like $20, but at the time that seemed like a lot of money, because when I was younger, $20 actually was a lot of money. People getting $20 an hour was kind of like, whoa, you're getting $20 an hour? Anyways, now I did sharpen it up, because why not? And this is still a cool knife. I mean, a little EDC knife. It's a little 3-inch knife. Fits in your hand actually really well. It's not a bad knife by any means. I mean, yeah, it's a basic knife. Runs on Teflon washers. You can only have the clip one way, and it's nothing special, but I still like it. It's still fun. I'll actually show you what my first knife actually was. Here it is. Well, I don't know if this is my first knife, but this is the one I had for the longest. MTec USA. So this thing, 440, it's made in China, but designed in USA. Got it at an Army Navy store. They had it for like, I think it was like $10. Steel frame. It was a frame lock too on top of that, you know. And what's cool is it's like this like weird like almost front flipper, but it's not, it doesn't flip obviously, but like the studs are on top, and like you push that and then you can push I don't know, it's just really weird, but I don't know, it's a cool little knife. Once again, the clip's only on one side though, but it was just always a cool knife. And I sharpened it up recently because I was like, I kind of want to pull it out, and I let my kids use it when they want to whittle and stuff like that, you know, because it's a little $10 knife. If it breaks, I don't really care too much. So, yeah, that's a cool little nostalgia thing. Moving on, got a couple Spydercos here. I have carried these, just not too often. One thing I love about, I use Spydercos mostly when I'm at home. Like when I'm doing stuff around the house. I did put an edge on this one. This is the Para 3 lightweight. I love the wire clips. That's one reason I like that weight. Quiet carry. One thing about Spydercos though is they're so wide. Like, okay. This is the quiet carry. I mean, if I was to just try to, you know, I could just do this even. I mean, the Spyderco could literally eat the quiet carry. But it's not that they're bad knives at all. They're really slicey. They're really fine, and you know, great on with a lot of things that they do. They're just so robust, especially this little area here. And for the longest time, I didn't actually like Spyderco because I thought they were really ugly until I put it in my hand, and I was like, oh, I get why people like Spyderco. Got the compression lock. Yeah, cool knife. The knife that got me into Spydercos, though, which I kind of bought a little bit as a joke, was the Paramilitary 2. This is in the S45VN. Not deep carry pocket clip. I'm not picky when it comes to pocket clips as far as deep carry, not deep carry. I do like the wire clips because I feel like they are a little more discreet, but I'm not really picky when it comes to if I have a deep carry or not deep carry. I know some people change them out, but yeah, it's actually a really nice knife. This one I use a lot around the house because it's so big and it fills the hand so well, and when I'm doing stuff around the house, I want something really slicey and just a worker. So I carried this one for a little while, but around the house this thing works great. Kind of wish I went with the black handles, but I don't mind the camo handles. I kind of think they're kind of cool in a way. So that's another cool one. Sorry, I don't have allergies. I have Tourette's. It's a long story. It's not severe case, but I do have tics. I'm not going to get into it because I know there's controversy with people saying that they have and they don't, and this and that. But if I sniffle, it's not because. It's a long story. Anyways, I got a trade. I did a trade recently for one of my knives for a different knife, and they actually included this little knife, which I thought was really cool. It's very Benchmade like. It's got, an axis type lock. It's got the thumb studs. Doesn't have a deep carry pocket clip, which is fine. What was the company on this? Fire something nice, if I remember right. It's like FB. Yeah, FB knife, made by Gonzo. 440C. It's a cool knife. My oldest son is actually left-handed, and so that's why the clip's actually on this side, and because it's ambidextrous and it has thumb studs on both sides, I figured this could be the perfect little knife, pocket knife for him if he wanted to ever carry a pocket knife with him. It's nothing special. It doesn't have barely any rock. It moves fine. It's sharp. It'll do the job. So this will probably go to him. Yeah, cool thing. We're getting down to the last few. The other knife that I got in a trade when I did that trade that I was talking about was the Merchant 1. So this is actually the first version of the TORAH Knives Merchant. As you can see, it's not a deep carry clip. Not deep carry at all. I mean, if you think about it, right there is how much would be sticking out of your pocket. Big old fat titanium handles. Still frame lock, stuff like that. I know he modified everything on the version 2 because of this. I mean, if you look at the two side by side, I mean, you could see the difference. It's like, holy cow, yeah. See the difference between the two. But the blades are still S35EN, blades are very similar in shape. I don't love the blade shape, but like I said, that's a different story. Let me put this away. But yeah, this is still a cool piece of history to have a version 1. Yeah, it's a hefty knife too, which is, obviously because it's so big. And then the last flipper knife I have, obviously, is that ST. I'm just calling it the ST, because I don't know how to pronounce the name, and I made a fool of myself when I actually did a review of this knife because it actually is a really cool knife. The ST-128 liner lock. You could see a full review on this knife. I'm going to be doing reviews on all these knives, but this is a pretty cool knife. ST-128 and D2. Yeah. Moving on, we're going to get into my... That's all my... Yep, that's all. We're going to get into my fixed blades. I only got a few fixed blades. I'm not the biggest fixed blade person. I would like to get a few more fixed blades, but we'll move on from there. So my kids want to go camping more, and so I had to get a Mora. I wanted to get them something that if they were to bust up, lose, whatever, I wouldn't really mind too much. I mean, these things are not that expensive. Come with a little sheath. Just a basic Mora. Nothing special, but hey, it'll do the job. I gotta trim up this edge a little bit, get a little bit nicer. But yeah, that's a cool one. A little EDC, the SE. I put a little ulti clip on it because I think they're actually really nice. The SE Izula 2. This is $10.95. I haven't used it too much, but you can see I definitely have used it. This is a good little EDC fixed blade. Actually, is, even though it's a smaller blade, it's really nice in the hand. Even guys with bigger hands, I mean, I tend to have a little bit on the more extra large size for hand. But you see my pinky fits in there pretty nice. It's actually a nice little fixed blade knife. Yeah. And my last knife is my main camping knife, which I wouldn't mind getting a bigger version of it, but this version, this one I do like a lot. And hold on, I just got to get the crap off of it. Is the, this is the sheath for it. The Guardian 4 by Bradford Knives. This is in the 3V, which I decided, Bradford USA. I decided to go with the 3V because I figured if 3V is one of those metals, obviously, as you know, that if you get this thing right, it's pretty much indestructible. It has a nice finger choil, some nice jimping right here. Really get up on that thing. Nice countered handle. The only complaint I have is like the wood micarta kind of flares out weird. It flares out a little bit right there, so you could see it kind of like, doesn't create too much of a hot spot, but it does create a little bit of a hot spot. But nothing that's terrible. I mean, depending on what you're doing with it. So if I'm holding it like this to really, you know, get my hand down, then I can feel it. But if I'm just holding it like a normal, you know, just whittling or whatever I need to do, a little batoning, it's fine. Well, if you stuck to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can like, subscribe. Tell me if there's any specific knives that you would love to see in a further review, more in depth, maybe a comparison of a shootout, aka these two, because there's a lot of similarities between the two. Okay, guys, take care of yourself. Come back for the next video where I'm actually going to do a sharpening video. So, talk to you later, guys. Bye.